Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Anybody out there? Anybody there? It's Tuesday, May 13th. Hello, anybody and everybody. Anybody in the bushes, hello. Just wanted to come on here a little bit and say hi and talk about Jack and Lily for a few minutes. They're still missing. As far as I know, there has not been any updates or anything. So I just wanted to come on here and let you know I am still here. I have some things to run and do today, and I come across a very good video that we're going to watch. I'll give a few people time to come in and all the things. There's the two precious little kids right there, Jack and Lily. Hey, not crazy by crazy lady. You're up early. I wasn't sure. Hey, Lorraine Law and Granny to 13. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing good. I wanted to come on here this morning. Number 6, thank you. Y'all hit that thumbs up for me. Hit the thumbs up. And let's get this information out. And Lorraine said, wow, I'm number 1 today. You are. You're always number 1 in my book. Love you, love you. Yeah, I'm up at regular time today. Not crazy. You must have went to bed early. Oh my goodness. I did too. And I got about, I don't see no bruise or anything yet. Of course, I got on makeup right here. I got a good elbow in my forehead this morning. Sometime in the morning. Hubby, he must have been having a dream. Got a good elbow. I am like, holy shit, wake up. Wake up. Stop that. Stop that. Oh my God. SRK9 Mom, hello, hello, hello. Good morning. I'm glad you caught a live. H. Davis, hello, nephew. YouTube nephew, hello, hello, hello. Love you, love you. And hey, there are attempted kidnappings reported. Oh, really? 2 months ago? You know what? There is so much meanness and evilness and stuff going on in this world. I'm telling you what. I just wish it would stop. I just wish it would stop. Okay, that's fine, H. Davis. I'm glad you stopped in to say hey. And Hay says, Daniel has a YouTube channel dating back 5 years ago with kids crying on it. Oh my God. So it's under his name? Hey. Also, he has he has 2 other kids, right? Let's see. So there's the 3 that they had in the house, and then I think he has 2 older kids. Where's the mother to the 2 older kids? Has anybody said anything about her? Like, does she have custody of the older kids? I'm just wondering. Yeah, it's under his name. Okay, I will look. I will look. If you missed when you were coming in, I have a good video I want to show, and I just wanted to talk a little bit on this. I do have a appointment I have to keep late. Well, I got a couple hours. I do have a couple hours, but I wanted to go on this, and then I want to come back on. There's so many good videos out there. Hey, Miss Grace, good to see you. And then he says he has upstairs in first video, it's all about Pokemon. And then 2, probably they're playing games, the adults playing games while the kids are crying. I'm just saying. I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet. I'm just saying. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Today is Tuesday. It's your birthday. Oh my gosh. It's your birthday, H. Davis, right? Everybody tell H. Davis happy birthday. I forgot it was Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. No, you're not going anywhere yet. I'm going to sing you happy birthday. Okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, H. Davis, my YouTube nephew. How about that? Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a fabulous day. A fabulous day, and I hope you get to eat. Look, and every time I sing happy birthday, that's my dog's name is Happy. Come here, Happy. Come here. You want to see everybody today? Come here. Come here. So when y'all don't hear her laying over there snoring, and then I sing happy birthday, because she's like a child and she's spoiled rotten. So when she's over there snoring, and when she was little, I used to say, like parents say to their kids, if they're in trouble, they'll say the middle name, like whatever, I don't know, Tammy Lynn or blah, 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 blah. So I used to say, happy birthday, happy birthday. So every time I sing happy birthday, I notice she comes over here. It's not your birthday and you're not in trouble. Oh my gosh. She's a hoot. You're welcome, H. Davis. I hope you have a blessed day. Hello, everybody coming in, and Sharon. Yeah. It took me a little bit to catch on to that, but then I noticed that's what she was doing every time I sung somebody happy birthday, honey. She would be up out of hers. I don't care if she was deep snoring or what. She'd come over here. I'd be like, what? And then I got it because I'd always go, happy birthday. And look, she's looking right now. Well, you can't see her, but it's funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she's my baby. She is my baby. Hey, Sharon Marlowe. Hello. And Garrett. Hello. Good morning. Good to see you. Good to see you all. I got my coffee this morning. I'm ready to get out and about today. Like I said, I have an appointment in a couple hours, but when I get out, I usually just go crazy with whatever I feel like doing. Miss Lorraine says, hello, Happy. I love you. I love you. It's not raining here. It has been raining like crazy the last couple of days. And it kind of cooled it off, actually. It did, but it's not raining. The sun is out, at least where I'm at over here. However, there is kind of an overcloud. I'm wondering if it will, but yeah, time for coffee. I got coffee. I got my coffee, honey. But I'm wondering if it will. I'm debating on whether to go wash my truck today or not. As soon as I do, it will probably rain. So if I do, I'll do that last because, you know, I don't like to be out driving in the rain. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Because it's all these other idiots you got to watch. That's one thing I can say about the driving here. Knock on wood. It's not as bad as everywhere else. Knock on wood. So, yeah. But I just wanted to talk about Jack and Lily. As far as I know, there is not any new, per se, information. But I wanted to listen to a video, and I wanted to see if any of y'all had heard any new information as well. On this. I know there's a lot of rumors running rampant. Hey, Cripple Creek Farm, great to see you. Hello. I hope you're doing well. I am always so glad to see people, especially people I haven't seen in a long time. But in this case, I think everybody's saying there was red flags from the beginning, from the start. I don't want to, hey, Kimberly, I don't want to point blame, but things are just kind of crazy. Some think it's the mom that did something. Some think it's the dad. Some think, or the stepdad. Some think it's both. Um, I kind of think the brother of the dad sounds suspicious. But to me, now that I'm researching, the whole freaking family sounds crazy. That's just me, in my opinion. And then you got the bio dad in the mix with all this, which he don't have nothing to do with the kids, absolutely. But he's got a record, you know, so long that it's just absolutely nuts. And he hasn't come out and said anything. You would think he would come out and say something. And then I heard this was what I saw and with my own eyes, and I heard that and these were the words, he hated the mother and he hated these two kids. How can you hate your own flesh and blood? How can you hate these two precious kids? How can you hate any child? Is that true? I don't know. But I also heard that he didn't want to pay, child support or whatever. So again, I don't know. Hey, Panda Bear's mom. It's just sad. I just have a problem with them too. I want to put this out that Jack only had on a pull-up. How do they know that? How do they know? Now they say Lily, and I asked Justin last night to be sure. They said Lily might, and that was the words they used in the news, might have on the pink shirt or pink sweater, pink pants, and pink boots. But I was asking how about that, and they said because she kept popping in the room. Okay, so, but I have a problem with them never seeing Jack and saying he only had on a diaper and the boots. That's my problem. But I was thinking, and they said that she had the backpack. She took the backpack. Was it possible? Yesterday morning, I was talking to my friend about this. Could it have been possible? I know it's not likely, but could it have been possible that Lily wanted to go to school? They had already been out of school all week, and she got her backpack, if that's true that she had it. And then the reason I have a problem also, how do we know that Lily didn't throw a shirt on Jack? You know how kids are with their little their little brothers, or you know how kids are. How do we know? Good morning, Alicia Hot Wheels. How do we know she didn't just, don't make it right or inside out or whatever, but how do we know she didn't put something on Jack and say, come on, let's go to school, and try to head down to the end of the road where the scent stopped, and then somebody not grab them? I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I don't know. Do I believe that? No. But what if? Again, do I believe that? No. But it could have happened, right? I don't know, man. This is really crazy. And again, if they did that, I don't know. There's so many people on that property. The grandma, or, the step grandmother, the uncle, nobody saw these kids. It's just strange to me. It's strange to me. So I want to watch this. Yeah, it's very hard, hey, to figure out. It is. There's so many possibilities. And again, I know the mom didn't give any emotions, and don't, to me. And what she's done, she's left. I want to be the first one to say she had something to do with it. But it's so hard you don't want these people to be guilty. But it's so many red flags. And I think there will be an arrest with somebody that was there on that property, whether it be the brother, the uncle, call him the brother, the uncle, whatever you want to do, or the mom or the stepdad. Something is definitely fishy with what's going on. Yeah, too many people to not know anything, right? And as far as the stepdad, now I don't know about y'all, but I could look at it both ways. I can look at it both ways. And I've said it here. He has been with the mom 3 years, and the kids and the mom has lived with him 2 years. Okay. And him and the mom's not married. That's her partner or whatever. Okay. And she's not saying anything. She did say something, but why is he at the forefront and so invested in this? Why is he the one out there? I will give you a polygraph. I've been looking for them with water up to my waist. I've been in the woods searching. I was out looking before the police called. I'm going to be looking for them until they're found, or if it takes forever till they come back. I out there so hard fighting to clear my name. And that may be all he wants to do. So I can look at it that side to say, this is very interesting. Why are you so invested? And then on the other hand, I can go, man, maybe he's not guilty. Maybe he's, and he does have that little baby with the mom. Maybe he's not, and he really does care for the kids when she didn't give a shit. But then I look at both of them, and I go, and this is my opinion and my opinion only. Hey, Joe, yo. Joe, what you think about all this? I want to hear your opinion, what you think. But then I look at both of them and I go, to me and only me, I think, God, they're so fake. Both of them are so fake. And as far as CPS, I don't know. I hope CPS has that baby, Kimberly. I don't know for a fact. I haven't heard for a fact if they do, but I heard that he went there to see or get permission to see. Why would he have to go to CPS to get permission to see his baby? I'm just wondering. I don't understand that. But they told him, and it come out of his own mouth equivocally, no, you cannot have any access or see your baby. Why? So in my opinion, I feel they were both there. I don't care what the police found as far as rugs or anything else at that home, if that's the case. I don't care what living conditions was at that house. I mean, I care, but you know what I'm saying? I don't care because they were both. So I don't think one parent should have that baby over the other, not even being able to visit. No, I don't. Until this is resolved and the conditions of everything, I don't think nobody needs that baby. I think that baby's welfare needs to come first. But do I know? No, I don't. I don't know if, I've heard a lot of different stuff. I've heard that, she's at her relatives. The relatives was watching it. I've heard it. CPS has it. I don't know. Woman's Warrior says allegedly CPS told mom to cut contact if she wanted to keep the baby. Well, I don't think, they can actually, I don't know. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut on that for a minute, for a little bit. Yeah, and they both do. So I want to watch this. I come across this. And if y'all can drop it, I've got it in here. I'll drop it too. Let me put some music on. I've never saw this channel. Great. I watched it yesterday, maybe the day before. And I want to play this video. It was interesting. Uh-oh, putting it on mute. Lord have mercy, Smiley. All right, let's see. There's that. A little bit of music. Full credit goes to Sadie and the Prime Minister of Behavior. Y'all go sub up. Tell her Smiley sent you. Actually, I don't think she's got 1,000 subs yet. Y'all try to go sub up. Again, tell her I sent you. And let's try to get her over 1,000. Let's just watch this video. Let's watch this video.
So I'm just going to go through them right now and show you all of them, and then we can kind of discuss it as we go. I've also, just to add, I noticed that there was 2 separate medias, but 1 interview. So I've compiled them. So it's actually side by side. You'll see what I mean.
I know they took their boots. That's pink boots for Lily, blue boots for Jack, with dinosaurs on them. Lily had her backpack with white, and it was white, strawberries on it. I imagine now if they're in the woods that it'd be probably brown, but I don't see them carrying their backpack. I don't see them keeping a pull-up one for that long after it got soaked from the very first day. We only found the 2 boot tracks outside of the house.
Whereabouts?
Right beside the house, probably 10 feet away from the backyard.
In the backyard, okay.
Nothing new, other than the helicopters are still in the air, and they had dogs. They took around the dogs today, and as of last night, they had 8 more drones going up with infrared. I urge the public to come out if you have anything, come out as fast as possible and get it to any detachment or any police service that you have available to get to talk to. Lily and Jack are awesome kids, very, very kind. They'll talk to anyone. They want to go with anyone. They're just looking to have as much fun as they can. Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, and anything like that. But
right, watch what she's going to tell you.
Loves girly things, but she also loves doing everything with Jack, bugs. They're like best friends, not just brother and sister.
I just wanted to point out a few things with that just like really got to me. So again, check out this side by side. I just feel like it's kind of important to be able to look at both angles. So when he breaks down, it made me feel very suspicious, because when you're sad, it doesn't matter who's watching. It doesn't matter when you're feeling true emotions, that those emotions take over, and it doesn't matter who is seeing it, they just come out. But he covers his face, and it's like he's trying to wipe tears away that are not there. And then what is the first thing he does when he brings his hand down? It's look up at the camera to see, or the person he's doing the interview with, to see if they're buying his story. Boom. Immediately. He goes directly to their eyes to see if they're buying his story. So, I mean, this is just my opinion. And I could be completely wrong. But the first time that I saw that, it just like threw me off so much, because I was like, if you're sad, that's just that, own it, you know, like that's what happens when you're sad. And like, obviously this is a very sad situation. But when he is doing this and he
Thank
is
you so
looking
much.
at the camera, the interviewer, to see if he's, I mean, he could not be. I could be completely wrong with this. But that was a huge red flag. I don't know. It just, I don't know. It just, something's not sitting right. It's just not. Let's just watch it again. I think that we should just watch it again. Oh no, what did I do? There you go.
Thank you, Alicia, for becoming a new
All right,
member.
let's watch this again. Just this one part.
Welcome
Looking to
to
have as much fun
Smiley's
as I
World,
can.
Smiley
Jack
Squad.
just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, and anything like that. But Lily loves girly things, but she also loves doing everything with Jack. Bugs, they're like best friends, not just brother and sister.
So let's continue.
We were searching. We covered everywhere possible. Even in the first day, we did. Even with me running through the woods, I was ahead of the helicopters and ahead of the drones and stuff like that. Screaming as loud as I can, just until my throat hurt. Running through water that was up to my waist. And as soon as I got back, I wasn't allowed back in the woods until a man dressed in a military outfit said I could go back into the woods.
4 days into the search for his missing stepkids, Lily and Jack Sullivan, Daniel Martel is pleading with the public to keep their eyes peeled. But he has begun to lose hope they are anywhere in the vicinity.
I hate being wet and cold, so they immediately would have came right back into the house. The only two prints are right beside the house facing the road, and then that's it.
Martel wants the search to be extended to include provincial borders in case the children were abducted, a reality he says is becoming more and more likely.
Post any officers they can get at the New Brunswick border, PI border, and get them at every airport possible. Anybody who has any information, or you think you've seen something, or hear something, or any messages from friends about hearing something, just contact your local police services. Anything, guys, anything.
So that's a really interesting one, because I noticed that he was saying a lot of
That I agree with Laura.
We at the start, and then he switched to I. He said we're searching, we're covering everywhere possible, and then he goes to I am leading the search.
We covered everywhere possible. Even in the first day, we did. Even with me running through the woods, I was ahead of the helicopters and ahead of the drones and stuff like that.
He's saying, even with me running through the woods, I'm ahead of the helicopters. So he's really just like putting it out there that he's just going for it. And then he breaks down because some army guy told him that he can't do it.
A man dressed in a military outfit said I could go back into the woods.
He also said that he's screaming as loud as he can.
Screaming as loud as I can. Just until my throat hurt.
It's just interesting because he's really putting himself front and center of this whole thing. And I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that he's innocent or if he's guilty. I mean, there's a lot of red flags, but there's also a
Yeah, and
lot of green
Joe,
flags because he's saying their names.
and that's another thing. I I don't know if you had come in late or not, but that's what I was saying. I don't know if it's true or not, but I read it and I saw it with my own eyes that the real father, of course, he's been in a lot of trouble, but I was reading that the father said he hated the mother and he hated those kids. True or not, I don't know. That's something horrible to put out there though. It's very horrible. And they said he didn't want to pay child support. And I don't know. That kind of makes you have to side eye that one too. I mean, there are people out there like that. I don't know. It's just horrible. M. Blunt said the ATV being the only clean thing on the property concerns me. Not to be morbid, but you could easily have small kids on the back and four wheel. Yes, I agree. And the brother just leaning back on it like this is my prize, and oh, y'all just go search for these kids and do what you do, and in your face, and I don't know. Yeah, and the real Sharon Bingo, the real father changing his name, and I don't know. This is just crazy. Good morning, Frank. Hello, everybody coming in. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just weird stuff. Weird stuff.
And he's asking for help, but on the other hand, he's also using past tense, and he's doing confirmation glances after showing emotion. I do wish that this one didn't cut away as soon as he got emotional, because I wonder if he would do the confirmation check right after. He does the same thing it's always the same when he goes to
Yes,
cry.
sir, Frank. Thank you so much.
Or is it real cry? I don't see, and that's the thing too, because I don't see any tears at all. But at the same time, this is days after they've been missing. So I don't know how. I can't imagine what he's going through. I can't imagine what anybody is going through. We're seeing a lot in his forehead. I still wonder about that scratch on his face, what that's from. This is the last one of the fourth, so let's continue.
As RCMP combed through woods and fields searching for 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, their stepfather Daniel Martell spends every evening conducting his own search.
As soon as I seen they were missing, I jumped right in the vehicle and I did every dirt road and searched every culvert.
The children are thought to have wandered away from their home in Lansdowne Station on Friday morning. Martell believes they were only gone for about 20 minutes before he and their mother noticed they were missing.
The very first day I wasn't around very much because I was just searching. I was running through the woods, screaming their name till my throat hurt.
Martell says the only concrete clue so far is a boot print found near the backyard of the property. RCMP haven't shared any additional evidence.
For me, it's very strange that he continuously needs to tell everybody that he is doing so much.
No idea. I had no idea. I'm still searching every day. I'm waiting for information. I have to let them do a lot of their stuff with the aircrafts and everything else, and dogs and searchers. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be coordinated, and I can't just go running through the woods. I want
That's
to,
what
but I
I'm
just can't
saying.
right
I can
now
look at
'cause
it both
the searches are
ways.
so
Yeah.
far out.
So why? I don't.
Yelling in the woods, and he's going waist deep in water and being told that he needs to stop. Like, he's really trying to prove a point that he is very active in the search. So I think it's like, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard because, like, on
Oh
one
my
hand,
God.
it's like, yeah, I
Her
feel
other
like I would
Facebook,
be
yes.
doing the same kind of thing. But on the other hand, it's like, is it trying to hide some guilt of some kind? Does he maybe feel guilty? And so he's trying to cover up by being a superhero?
I agree.
I don't know. It's very strange. All right, we have one last interview, which is kind of a half interview of what we just saw.
I'm out here still searching, still fighting to try to find them. That's all I can do.
The message is still, if anyone knows anything.
If anybody knows anything, just come forward as soon as possible. 2 little kids are still out there. I want to find them. That's really all I can do. Still searching every day. I'm waiting for information. I have to let them do a lot of their stuff with the aircrafts and everything else, and dogs and searchers. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be coordinated, and I can't just go running through the woods. I want to, but I just can't right now because the search is just so far out.
It's interesting because instead of him saying what he should say, the journalist actually pushes him to say more. He says, "So what's the message?"
The message is still, if anyone knows anything.
Like, say the message. And that's like, for the journalist to be like, "So come on, like, out with it," is just very interesting and very telling. Because, and the journalist voice is like very cold. It's not, it doesn't feel like he's feeling any sympathy towards him, which is very interesting.
The message is still, if anyone knows anything.
If anybody knows anything, just come forward as soon as possible. 2 little kids are still out there.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah, the message," right? Like, it's like, come on, you should know the message. You should know what to say, because it'd be such a given. And then it's also interesting because going from starting out with this whole thing of abduction, you know, there's hardly been any time where he's made an announcement to say, "If you have my kids, please bring them home." Or not my kids, but, you know, there's no plea to the abductor. There's no message to the kids. There's no message at all. This guy had to remind him to send a message. I just find it all very interesting. I just find it all very, very interesting. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm very curious to see how this all goes down. I don't know what to say about the kids. I feel very, very bad for those kids because I feel like it was definitely a case of neglect in a lot of ways. I feel like those kids really, they needed a lot of love. And it really just like hurts me to hear, you know, the things like, oh, they'll talk to anyone and like they'll get in anybody's car. It's just like why wouldn't you protect your kids from that?
Not
Like, why
yet,
wouldn't you
disgrace.
just, like, in general, protect your kids? I don't know. It's just very strange to me that. And then with the breakup as well, it's just like there's so many things about this that's just like, what's happening? This is very strange. No wonder everybody's so intrigued. It's just very strange. Well, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. I feel like there's going to be more coming out in the next few days, the next week. I don't know, it's crazy because it's been, I don't know, over a week since they left, and I feel like every day there's been so much happening. I hope that they're found. Yeah, I really hope that they weren't in the woods at all. I don't know. I hope that they're okay wherever they are. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Oh my word. It's just so sad. Joe, I think the same thing. From my understanding, he only worked 1 day a week. And I don't know which day it was. That's not here nor there. But he did say himself he didn't go to work Friday. So if Friday's that 1 day a week, that's kind of strange, in my opinion, that he didn't go to work, that 1 day that he works. And my point on that is a lot of people, and I said this in my other live, a lot of people that sell rugs they have a regular job just so they don't look so suspicious. So I do feel like, regardless of if it had anything to do with the kids or not, I do feel like that there was rug issue in that household, and we're going to find out that somehow or another that is involved. That's just my opinion. That's what I think. It has nothing to do with how it looks like a flop house or anything, but I'm just saying, yeah, I think it's going to come out, because somebody was saying earlier, I think it was you, Joe, said Justin was showing the pictures of her before. Now, she was a beautiful girl, but within the last couple of years she got with him, you can tell she was back and forth, and she had her struggles with some type of rugs. I don't know what they were, but it was very obvious. It was very obvious. You can tell when a person does. I've lost weight. I don't do rugs, regardless. But you can tell when people have struggles with that stuff. It is what it is, and there's no sense in trying to hide it. But he definitely, in the last couple of years, looks really, really, really bad himself. And there's something I want to see on here from Hey, and I don't know if that one was it or, oh, here it is. Yes. And it does look like neglect with laziness. If partying is true, it explains a lot. Home was a disaster and so many dangers around. Yes. And I think a lot of it too was laziness. I spoke on that too. I think keeping both kids out of school when only one was sick with a small cough was pure laziness, if you ask me. And I think they were, I understand I'm not trying to judge on how the things looked around there and stuff like that. But look, if the guy's only working 1 day a week, why can't he, fix up a little things here and there, why couldn't his mother, if it's her, I don't know whose property it is, I ain't got into all that, but why couldn't she help out? A little bit of things go a long way. Water and a bucket and a rag go a long way. But when you got soap, you think you're a damn millionaire, You don't have to have none of this fancy stuff. They didn't have all this fancy stuff 50, 60 years ago. I'm just saying, laziness, pure laziness. Laziness, they didn't get up at 10 o'clock that morning. And that's another thing. I ain't going to get into that right now. I'll get into it later this afternoon. I have Justin's video I want to go over with the dispatch call. And I did hear that. I was in Justin's a little bit last night. all the things. But the 2-hour discrepancy, they said out of their own mouth, they were in the bed at 10 o'clock in the morning. Both of them said that. Yet with those dispatch calls and them saying the kid, I'd have to show it to you. They saying that kids were gone at 0800. There's a 2-hour discrepancy. What in the hell is going on? I don't know. That just threw more red flags to me. And that's just me. That's just me. Let me see. Let me get down here. I do too. I absolutely do too. Let's see. I believe if they are aware of it, again, right now, there's no way to prove it. There was a caller that called in on the lab and swore to it, but, I don't know. That was the other day. There was a car that passed by and seen a lot of cars, and assumed there was a neighbor that said they were 500 feet away. So I don't know. We don't know. But I feel that if there was a party, they will be investigated. I think maybe if there was, nobody's coming forward because they don't want to get involved. But honey, y'all are going to be involved. I'm just saying. Yeah, they'll be found. They'll be found soon. I think the police are going over the same areas. They may have cut the search down and scaled back, but there's a reason. I think they're going over the same areas that they've already looked. That's just hey Memo, no notification. I'm sorry. YouTube has been acting really crazy lately. I'll tell you that. And yes, go sub up. Full credit to Sadie and the Prime Minister of Behavior. I really like that video. I think she has, I don't know how many subs she has now, but I don't think she had a lot. But go sub up to her. Tell her Smiley sent you. And yeah, I love that. Let's see. Hey, Annabella honeys. Good morning. Good morning. I am way behind. Let's see. How do people live working one day and a week? I don't know. Oh my God, I don't know. Even if they get state assistance, like that one caller said, because they said all their checks and stuff come in there at the end of the month. So, but even so, that's not enough to live on. That's not enough to live. I don't know what they pay over in Canada, but it's not enough to live. I'm just saying. Yeah, he's not a dumb guy, Joe. He is definitely not a dumb guy. That's the thing with a lot of these criminals. And I'm not saying he's a criminal, but there's criminals in his family. There's, there's a difference when these people know things and they got street smarts and stuff like that. And he's definitely not dumb. You don't have to have book smarts. You don't have to be an attorney. You don't have to be a lawyer to know these things. You just don't. I'm not so sure. You said he was a good actor, but I'm not so sure he's a good actor. But I don't know. He needs to make them tears come out a little bit more. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, Joe. Pandas Bear's mom said, I've lost weight. Yeah, people lose weight. People gain weight. Go back and forth, but they're not on drugs, whatever. Yeah, most people do, but they do, but sometimes they don't. Some people don't want to be noticed. And some people are so far gone that they use up their profit. That's the key. Some people use up their profit and they don't have nothing to show, but they're still smart enough to try not to get caught. You know, I don't know. Yeah, yes. Okay, there you go. See? Boom, 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 boom. There you go. Hey, Fun to Ski, good to see you. Yeah, and that's true. And it may be because, to be fair, it may be because they didn't have a lot of work right now. We're just getting into spring. Because of the snow and ice. He did work at the sawmill, so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but she was too lazy to get out of bed and get her kids dressed for school. The little girl wanted to go to school. I mean, did she not try to see if they had, if they didn't have a fever? Well, we know one wasn't even sick. So again, that's just pure laziness. Pure laziness. There's no excuse for it. Yes, absolutely. 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 Hello, hello. Yeah, and that's another thing. There it's a lot of poverty there. A lot of poverty. And you can't judge people for that. I mean, but there are things they can do to be not to make sure that things are safe for their kids. And you have common sense enough to want to be better. I don't know. And Miss Grace and Alicia said this, and a lot of people said this, and I think this. Okay, Tuesday was the last day that the bus driver dropped them off. Okay, and allegedly that was the last day they were in school. I think Wednesday might have been a holiday. I'm not sure the reason they didn't go to school Wednesday, but because one of them was sick Thursday and Friday, they were kept out. So Thursday and Friday. So basically, Tuesday's the last time they went to school. I agree. If these people are responsible, any one of them or all of them or whatever, I believe in my heart that these kids were missing before then. And I believe they had time to get their story straight, to get things gone, to do away with the kids, unfortunately. And yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm just reading some of these. I know I'm behind a little bit. I really feel whatever happened after school on Tuesday. See, a lot of people, yeah, they got off from the school bus. I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you there. Yes, absolutely it does. Yeah. And again, but did they drink a lot? I mean, I don't know. We don't know. There was alcohol in that house. So I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. So I don't know. It's just wild. It's all wild. They've been missing since May 2nd. They're 4 and 6 years old. I mean, one kid to go missing, but 2. And again, the police said they don't think it's an abduction. They might, in my opinion, from the start, there was red flags, but they they did get a lot of flack for that, not putting out an Amber Alert. So I wanted to talk about that too. I wanted to put out that the RCMP did say they put out a vulnerable persons alert, because I did see a lot of people asking about that. And in Canada, it is a public notification that LE puts out to help locate missing individuals who are considered vulnerable due to various factors. And the factors can be age, physical or mental disability, cognitive impairment, or medical conditions that put them at a greater risk. So that was put out. And the primary goal of that alert is to quickly get information to the public and increase the chance of a safe and swift recovery. Roxy said there was someone from NS in Justin's chat last night and said that she was collecting $600, $600 a month, $600 per child because the father didn't pay any child support. Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. He probably had some resentment, but that's what he said. I read he said. Now that's hearsay, but I saw it and I read it. And he said he hated her and he hated them kids. Should he have said that? No. If he did, no. Should that have been put out? No. But it was. Teresa, thank you, honey. Thank you for being here and your support. But we don't know. So could he, is that a motive? Yeah, sure. It's a motive. Where was he at? Some was saying he was in jail, but I don't think he is in jail right now. No. But he has a long history of charges. So is he capable? Yeah. And he's changed his name like they were talking about. The scent tracked down to the end of the driveway. Right, Joe. They have it figured out. And you've seen that in their press conference. You've seen the look on their face. You've seen it. They wouldn't put out an Amber Alert. Then they put out this vulnerable persons alert, which is similar, but not the same. And vulnerable person registries and databases are maintained by various police services where families or caregivers can voluntarily register vulnerable individuals. This registry contains important information like physical descriptions, contact details, special needs, and tendencies like wandering and de-escalation techniques. In case the registry's person goes missing, you can go to this registry, from my understanding, and that information can quickly be accessed by first responders and aid in the help to research for these kids. Yeah, he's due in court for that, Joe. Yep. But they say these examples include registries managed by Toronto Police Service, Petersburg Police Service, and the Greater Salisbury Police Service. They also have a Medic Alert Connect project, and it's a program run by Medic Alert in partnership with police services. It allows police 24/7 access to registered subscribers. It has photos to identify, and it has history other than vital information, and it's linked through Medic Alert. So I would think that was like with their medical stuff if needed, and the criteria for issuing that alert. And for a vulnerable person, the person's got to be missing, age, disability, cognitive impairment, and medical condition. So there is a concern for persons a person's well-being. And this kind of alert goes over the radio and the TV. Again, similar to the Amber Alert. Resources and support for vulnerable people in Canada has several organizations and helps dedicate to supporting vulnerable individuals in their care and their caregivers in Canada. Hey, Wendy. And these include, and I'm going to give you this if you want to get a pencil and paper, because I know there's a lot of people in Canada, and I come across a lot of resources, and I'm going to give it to you. And I know there's a lot of people from Canada that come in here that may not have this. But there is a kids helpline, and mods, if you want to drop these, you can. It's called Kids Help Phone. And that number is 1-800-668-6868. I'm going to give it to you again. Kids Help Phone. 1-800-668-6868. There's also, it's called distress lines. The number is 780-482-4357. Again, it's called distress lines. 780-482-4357. Then they have their mental health helpline. Their mental health helpline is 1-877-303-2642. It's okay, Kiki. If you just want to write in the number, if you can catch it, it's fine. If you don't, I'll post all of these on my I'll post them later. It's fine. I don't know how to drop some things in people's either. So it's fine. Don't worry about it. Also, they have a seniors abuse helpline, and that number is 780-454-8888. Seniors Abuse Helpline, 780-454-8888. They have something called Neighbors, Friends, and Families, and it's for abuse and violence support. 24/7 toll free, 1-855-225-0220. Again, that number's 1-855-225-0220. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have a victim link, BC. I'm not sure what the BC stands for. Maybe it's a town or something, but Victim Link BC. They're multilingual there, 24/7. That number is 1-800-563-0808. First Nations in Light of Hope for Wellness Helpline, and it's 1-855-242-3310. It's available in English, French, Cree, all those things. There's a trans line, 1-877-330-6366. The crisis helpline for SUSIDE is 988. You just dial 988. Medic Alert Foundation, which we talked about, is 1-800-668-1507, or you can go to www.medic.alert.ca. They also have this SAIL, SAIL, Senior Abuse and Information Line. Through British Columbia and some province, 604-437-1940, or 1-866-437-1940. Also, mistreatment helpline is just called mistreatment helpline. It's okay, Kiki. That's how you learn. It's okay. Mistreatment helpline, 1-888-489-2287. For the mistreatment helpline, 1-888-489-2287. To report, this one's very important, to report on abuse and neglect of adults with developmental disabilities. Abuse and neglect of adults with developmental disabilities. That number is 1-800-575-2222. 1-800-575-2222. Service Canada is to report abuse to foreign workers. It's called Service Canada, and that one, you report abuse to foreign workers. That number is 1-866-602-9448. Now, when reporting, y'all get a break now. Thank you so much for that. When reporting, you just provide as much detail as possible about the situation or the person or persons that's calling and suspected abuse or neglect, any length of conditions that you know about. And yes, you can be and stay anonymous. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. But there are resources out there. I don't want to make this about just coming on when I know something and I have researched something and I know that I can pass it on to y'all and not pass it on, because it may help somebody. It may not, but it might. You never know. Why do I need to hold on to that information? You know, just to have it in my brain? Okay, that's great. But somebody else might need that information, or might need that number, or it may save somebody. I don't know. Their standards are different there, and their phone numbers are different there, and people there have crises and have things going on just like we do here. And by the way, if you can't see, children are missing. And it's a shame. They have children missing just like we do here. Hey, Bobby. You're fine. And so, you know, I don't know what's happened to Jack and Lily. I don't know who's responsible. You know, I'm going to say if anybody's responsible, but somebody's responsible, because both the mom and the stepdad's responsible for one, because they're lazy as hell and there's neglect, period, end story there. Just like I feel with that in Hendersonville, last one to see, and also straight up neglect. Hold on a minute. Somebody's coming in the door. I know my dogs are going to bark. Hold on. All right, sorry. And straight up neglect. So that leaves, you know, it was under their roof. They should have been out of the bed. They should have been up early feeding them breakfast. Maybe they should have been making spaghetti pancakes. Hell, I don't know. I don't know anymore. But all I know is please continue to pray that there is an end to this one very, very, very soon. And I will see y'all later this afternoon. I do have an appointment, and I will talk to y'all soon. I hope them numbers help somebody. Oh, thank you so much for being a member for 1 month. I adore you all, and I adore you, and I thank you for your support. I thank you for your support. Joe said, I think a moral compass that allows CSA would allow elimination to avoid going to prison for CSA. I agree. I agree. Google it, y'all. That's right, Joe. I love all of y'all, and I'll see y'all in a bit this afternoon. Oh, love you, Mama. Thank you for being a member for 1 month. Thank you. Thank you. Love you all. Y'all be sure and hit the thumbs up. Let's keep these people's kids and these parents and everybody who's responsible, in my opinion, name and face out there. That goes for every case. Last one to be seen with. And oh, thank you, Bobby. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'll be talking about Sebastian again. We're not forgetting Sebastian. You see at the bottom of this, while I'm doing this case, I am literally running Sebastian's information here. That's what I'm doing. I don't know what nobody else is doing. I'm not begging for no cash apps and this, that, and the other. I am putting Sebastian's information right here, because I'm not forgetting Sebastian. Sebastian Rogers, missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee, 5'5", 120 pounds, wears glasses, autistic. Any information, call 1-800-TBI-FIND or 615-451-3838 or 1-833-TELL-DOG. Reward total $500,000. Please tell. Thank you. Thank you to all my mods and my subs. I appreciate you. That's right. If y'all didn't notice that, that's what Smiley's doing. That's what Smiley's doing. and it's not going to change. Okay. So I will see y'all later. I do have to get ready. Well, I am ready, but I got an appointment I need to get through. Thank you for being here. Thank all of you. Love you all. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.